Welcome back to another edition of Reality Check, your weekly deep dive into all things non-scripted television. This week we're focusing again on The Voice. This is The Voice! And I'm here with American Idol Season 6 standout Melinda Doolittle, who is coming to us from some unknown location.
Somewhere in California. I don't even know where I am.
I felt like this week, maybe the ratio of backstory to talent was a little askew.
Seriously, I felt like the most horrible person in the world when I was, I'm like, I'm a little sleepy. I might be jet lagged. I don't know what's going on. But if you tell me one more story about a guy being in a wreck years ago, like I'm gonna scream. Like I don't even care. I just want him to sing. And I thought, I'm awful. Like I'm a horrible person because I'm like, who cares about your wreck? Like I feel awful, but at the same time, like, it was the exact same formula every single audition.
You've defied the odds.
It is official. You are the worst for not caring about people that have been in wrecks. It's not nice. It's not okay. And also, can I just say, though, the Carson Daly intros.
Up next, an artist who's ready to make a change. Next up, a Midwestern artist with a heart of gold.
You're not inspirational just because you have a relative that has an illness. That just makes you a person like everybody else.
I don't even believe Carson anymore. When he's like, something that's never happened on The Voice before.
Coming up, an artist makes voice history.
And then it's just that 4 chairs turned around for a repeat person. Like, I'm like, oh, come on.
I want to throw a flag on the play. Like, I think that's a thing. I'm sure it doesn't look like this. Like, a flag on the play. It's like I'm doing an interpretive dance, but like, flag on the play for Carson's use of inspirational and for his like, you've never seen this before. We're throwing a flag on the play, Carson. Both of us came up with our list of our favorite 3 contestants from this week, and we agreed on one.
Juhi. Juhi. Is that how you say her name?
Juhi, I think. She has no last name, so that's already kind of fierce.
What's your name?
Juhi.
Juhi.
I'm flipping out right now.
Her version of Mercy was just full of energy.
You got me begging you for mercy.
The vocal was totally on point. I like the little squeak in her voice and the sass.
Oh, I want you to believe me.
She comes across like a little bit of an amateur. She's not 100% convinced at the age of 16 that she is on like her life's journey.
It's kind of like a way for me to understand, like, should I really be doing this?
That really drew me in as much as her voice, I think.
I was trying to take notes, while I was watching. I just set everything down and just listened, I mean, it was gorgeous. And I love like just the quirks in her voice and all. I mean, just, it was the perfect audition for me.
I'm also encouraged by the fact that Juhi picked CeeLo. I feel like any girl that wants to be an Amy Winehouse, Nirvana hybrid.
I want to be like a cross between like Amy Winehouse and like Kurt Cobain.
Probably can't go wrong with CeeLo.
CeeLo just got real excited when he heard that.
And the good thing is he's not going to put her in the Thea Magia ghetto and like make her sing something off the Mulan soundtrack. My second favorite this week was Monica Lee. And I think one of the things that I really responded to was the fact that she picked The Thrill Is Gone.
The thrill is gone away.
It's just not a song you would expect to hear on a reality singing competition. And she did it with this sort of husky lower tone that almost disappeared in certain spots. And then she had this gorgeous upper register. I thought CeeLo kind of made the best argument to get her on his team when he was like,
The story in the song is that the thrill is gone, but you sounded so cool with that, very accepting.
And then she chose Blake. I don't know if Blake's gonna do right by her, so I'm a little concerned, but I really have high hopes for her if she can make it through battles and knockouts.
I think the thing with CeeLo is that he actually scares women. I know he scares me.
Listen, I love the way you sang so womanly.
Not to be rude, like he's the one with the most musical knowledge on that panel, but then he says things like,
I will put you in some different positions.
Whoa!
You can't say that. Like everybody thinks you're gross, so the girls aren't going to choose you.
Professional positions.
And I feel bad because he's lost some really great talent because he's kind of scaring them. And then there's that thing on his head.
It is a full-fledged situation. I want to believe, and I do believe that it's a henna.
That's what we keep saying, yes.
Happening, but it can't be a tattoo, right?
It can't be. It's totally not a tattoo. It's not. It's not. It's just his version of a cat or a bird for this season. That's what I'm going to say.
If orange is the new black, then henna is the new bird. That makes no sense, but nothing does when it comes to CeeLo. So who's your second favorite for the week?
I think I'm going to have to give it to Will Champlin, who, by the way, on your TV line listing, I think you put him as number 7, which, what in the world? He started off just a tad bit shaky.
Beautiful face anymore. I stare at a picture of you.
But like his tone, I mean, I don't even understand. Like he was so good and just spunky. I think he'd be a great asset to this season. I think he's awesome.
Sorry, I lost you after started out a little bit shaky.
Shame.
He kind of dressed like Blaine Warbler, and to me, I just felt like the performance and the vocal were like kind of so generic that it should have had like a Walgreens label or a Pathmark label.
And finally, I'm forced to face the truth.
You're actually wrong on this one, but it's okay. It's okay. In your defense, I can't even remember who Monica Lee is. So there's that.
Oh, it burns. It burns. I'm going to move on to my third favorite for the week, the peculiarly spelled Tamira Joy. These children today and their spellings. Anyway, I sound like an old man, but I liked her version of Girl on Fire. I didn't think that she did the most unique original version, but I think she sang it better than I've ever heard Alicia Keys sing it live. So I've got to give her that.
This girl is on fire.
She came with that vocal coach who had the mane of hair. Like, I wanted her hair to go through.
She had some really great moments. Like every time she hit the word fire, her tone was right on, her pitch was right on. And I do think that she may have trumped Alicia Keys live. However, there were so many shaky parts of that audition. So, I mean, I see you singing, but hear me.
She's got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down.
Your third favorite for the week?
I'm going to have to put it between, I think her name was Ashley.
Find light in the beautiful sea. I choose to be happy.
And then someone who was way too low on your list also, which is Stephanie.
They came across place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree.
That voice that came out of her you didn't expect when you saw her, but it was fun to me. I want to see what else she brings to the table. Like those two for me were amazing. So they tied for third place.
Ashley definitely outsang Rihanna on Diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
She already looks like she's so comfortable up on that stage, like she's been doing it for years. So it was a shocker to hear that she's like
A full-time programmer analyst. Oh, and she's smart too.
Stephanie. I wanted to love her because she had such great energy, and I love the way she sort of strutted the stage like a boss. But I just kind of felt like the vocal left me a little underwhelmed. I didn't feel like she did much with it, and I feel like for somebody with her vast experience, I just wanted a little more creativity. Let's talk about some negative stuff. What would we have switched up on The Voice this week? What did we disagree with?
There were a few people where I was kind of like, I'm not sure I would have let you through. Like the guy that they kept calling the crooner.
But if you ever change your mind, don't hold your breath.
When Blake compared him to Michael Bublé, no. I wanted to throw something at the television for a whole nother reason.
What you're doing, it took me to a Michael Bublé concert.
This wasn't like sing heifer, throw your shoe. This was like, shut up, I'm gonna break the television. Like Michael Bublé, really?
The other contestant I think this week that drew a lot of ire from the audience was Kaley Cuoco's sister.
Get the dogs out for a walk if you can today.
Okay.
I've got to admit, I don't think I would have hit my button for her based on the vocal alone. Her timing was way off on You and I. The pitch in the opening half was way off.
Come on! Down on the couch where we made love the first time and you said to me that
I love Kaley. I love Big Bang Theory. Like, I love all of that. And I have to admit, I was really excited to see her on The Voice.
What's so funny is I'm obsessed with this show.
But I just didn't feel like Rihanna did enough. That to me is, again, one of the faults of The Voice is that I'm like, you totally turned around because of her sister.
It made for good TV. When they turned around and Kaley Cuoco went nuts, that was good TV. Like, how could you not feel good about it? But it's one of those strange moments, again, where you're like, how blind is blind?
It's not blind. Nobody's blind. It's not. I'm sorry.
If there's an earpiece in their ear, they may be blind, but they're not deaf to what's going on. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm Haley Steinfeld, and you're watching ENTV.
Hi, my name is Kiernan Shipka, and you're watching ENTV.
Aubrey Plaza, ENTV. I just touched it with my mouth, sorry.